In a world of boring talk, misinformation, and mindless chatter, two superheroes emerge from the ashes.
Ben, is this ashes or ashes?
Bring the action.
Happy hour with Ben and Alexander. Pull up a chair. Raise a glass. And join in the chat. It's talk radio with jazz hands.
Oh my God, you had to say that.
Yes. Oh my God.
Here we go. Another night. Here we go.
I have something to say.
What?
Twerk or treat.
Where did you've been waiting? You haven't said that at all. I
Twerk
know.
or treat.
Oh, well, that's how we're gonna start out the show tonight, folks.
Hello, happy Halloweeny, everybody.
It is, and it's getting cool and freaky outside. Talk
Well,
about
you are
weather
getting
to
cool
coming
and
in.
freaky.
What?
That's on a Friday night. So.
Just another Friday night.
Oh my God, we have such a fun show.
We do.
I don't even know
It's
where the show. It's like all over the place.
Take it away, Alexander.
All right, so we like to give a little sneak peek to our listeners. Well, Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings, The
Goonies, Rudy,
Toy Soldiers.
I mean, name it. You guys know who he is.
He's filming a bunch of stuff, but he's calling from Toronto today.
I'm so excited.
But this is just a sneak peek because he is actually coming to
Coming
the
in
studio. I love me
gonna
some
be
Sean
Someone
Astin.
on the chat room compared you to Rosemary meets Cher.
That's not a bad thing.
Don't do that. Who did that? Now he's going to be going around saying he's Cher and Rosemary.
This old house is growing in my house.
Oh,
Whoa.
shit, you did it.
I could
You
turn
did
back
it.
Clooney.
No, stop. See? It's a I
Oh
have
my
to
God.
deal with this, you guys. Look what you
This is
did.
the best idea. We're
No,
going to
it's
reboot
not.
White Christmas with Cher as one of the sisters. Who would play the other sister? Janice Dickinson. Yes!
Oh, there, done. Done and done. Oh, my God.
Sister? Where's my sister?
What?
Snorting coke in the back.
Stop
Talk about
it!
White Christmas.
Remix.
Captain
None of that.
Crunches.
Okay, let's get it on track now.
All right. You know how every Halloween, or actually every party that I have too much to drink?
Oh, God.
This happens. I pretend when I get if you invite me to your party, just
All of a sudden
send me
you're-
home after a couple of hours.
What's the psychic name? What Mrs. Cleo?
I pretend that I'm a psychic, and I just because I want to get to know people. I'm like, oh,
You're so full of shit.
and
it's
they
not
believe
even
me for
funny.
5 minutes. They're like, oh, you seem really in tune, but I get it so wrong. Oh, we have a caller.
Yes, we have a caller.
Is
Oh.
it Sean Astin?
We'll try it out. Hey, caller, what's going on?
Hello.
My name is Sean Astin.
Hey, how
Sean
are you?
Astin, we're so excited.
You know, on my radio show, they had an interesting thing with the phones at a certain point. So, and we would have these intense political conversations going, and you'd have no idea who was going to pick up the phone. And it was like caller Russian roulette.
It's exactly.
Yes. Well, we are deep in political conversation.
If you've been listening.
Mr. Astin, we are deep in Halloween martinis.
Well, spooking and driving is
Not the way to go.
No. So, Mr. Sean Astin, we are so excited because we are such longtime fans. We talk about your movies very often. We watch them all the time. But you are you're working on a big project.
I am so proud to be in the last 20-something hours.
So exciting.
A month-long Kickstarter campaign to raise money for my radio show to upgrade the second season. It's just been the outpouring of support. You know, we finally realized to get people to do a Kickstarter supporting pledge.
Uh-huh.
You got to offer them cool stuff.
Yes, you do.
Touche,
Like
my
a lap
friend.
dance, a vase, something.
We one that we just put out that's just been going like hotcakes is I will send you a picture, an Instagram or an image of me holding up a piece of paper with a message of your choosing, a personal message of your choosing, and I sort of like, guys, that's sort of hokey. I don't know what's going to happen there.
Oh, it's
they want that thing, and blammo, my little backer support thing just went through the roof.
That's
like
awesome.
wildflower. It's just crazy. So, Mr.
There's other fun stuff too. I'm trying to think of what I can tell you about. There's people were really fired up about Twitter and Facebook. So like for $20 or something, I'll follow you on Twitter.
Right on.
Or for $25, I will tweet. I've got like, I don't know, not compared to like, actor standards or whatever. I've got 89,000 Twitter followers.
It ain't
But
bad.
if you've got 15 Twitter followers and, somebody with 89,000 Twitter followers says, hey, man, you're great, people ought to check you out, people are like, that's worth $20. That's
Absolutely.
worth $25.
I would agree.
Would you agree that that's a good value?
Absolutely.
That is a
Absolutely.
good value. And in fact, I had a conversation with your publicist today. What we are also offering is a level that if you give enough, and Mr. Astin, you can set the price for this, you actually get to appear on Happy Hour with Ben and Alexander with Mr. Sean Astin and The Pleasure.
Did you know?
Did you know that?
So we'd have to limit it to 100 because you have a small studio.
Right. Right.
And I think it's 1,000 or higher, and I think that's a great value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you get
A
Captain Kirk.
1,000 or higher for me to come in and sit with you guys on the show with whichever person. All right, well, let's do that. Let's call it 1,000.
All right.
Yes.
Deal.
Hold on, wait. I got to do while we're talking. Then see, this is what happens. Somebody's with your listeners is going to be like, okay. Oh, by the way, have you guys seen my What Does the Vox Say parody?
What does the Vox say parody?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
No, you haven't.
He called you on it.
Go ahead, pull it up. I know you guys play stuff on the air, right? Or do
Absolutely.
you have that technology or no?
I think we can. Yeah. Natasha, can we whip it up?
Pull
gonna try.
up Sean Astin, What Does the Vox Say parody.
What does the
On
Vox say
YouTube.
parody?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Awesome.
And also for our listeners, go to startthevox.com, and you're going to see the Kickstarter campaign. Mr. Astin, how did you go from making wonderful movies now to wonderful chat? Like, what is your inspiration?
You are totally distracting me from creating this reward to come on your show. Okay, I push buttons over here. Oh, there. I just push a reward button. Now I'm typing 1,000, and now we say, so how do I word it? How do you want me to word this reward I'm creating?
Guest with Sean Astin on Happy Hour at Sunset Gower Studios.
Have you ever been in Alexander?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben Alexander.
Guess with Sean Astin on Sunset Happy Hour.
No. Girl, how many martinis have you had? No. Guest with Sean Astin on Happy Hour with Ben and Alexander at Sunset Gower Studios. If you want to say legendary Sunset Gower Studios.
We wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah.
At the legendary.
Yes. I cannot believe we're talking to you, Mr. Sean Astin.
This is pretty good time.
Yep.
So my little brother recorded Facts of Life at Sunset Gower.
No, awesome.
No, this studio from the old days, Funny Girl was
Yeah.
also filmed here. Golden Girls, oh, you know I love that.
Have you ever done anything here?
I've been on a lot before. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Well, okay, wait. I'm doing this reward. When are we going to fulfill this by? I have to put down a month.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
When
so,
are you free, sir?
Well, let's say since I'm doing this pilot right now in Toronto and it's being a little challenging. I mean, we might be able to do it during a break, but let's say by July, but we could do it as early as next week. Okay? But
Oh
I'm gonna
my
say
God, I
July,
love it.
Just to be careful, 2014 shipping details, no shipping. Okay, go ahead. Limit quantity. What's the limit quantity? We got to put it at like 3 or 4 or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Let's cap it at that. Let's cap it at 3 or 4. What would you prefer, 3 or 4?
Well, I'd like $4,000 rather than $3,000.
I like the way you think. Let's go 4.
But I think it might not be as fun for the guests to have to share the microphone with too many people. So I'm going to say 3. Actually, you know what we could do?
What's up?
How many times can I come on your show? We could do 6, and I could come on the show twice.
Whenever, how many? That would be
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
If you'd like to do that, we're
No.
in.
6. I've now saved it. Go ahead. You can go to startthebox.com, and you can scroll down to the $1,000 option.
Okay.
I've just created a new reward. Are you guys looking at it?
Yeah, no, they're pulling it up on our website right now.
I'm Latino. I'm not allowed to touch the technology here.
Oh, my goodness.
He
Some
said,
of my best friends are Latino programmers.
see? Watch
Are they
what you
really?
say. Watch what you say, my friend.
Can they create a telenovela for me?
Oh, my God.
That was the programmer I was talking about. Gee, I don't want to go.
No, I know, right?
I want to. This is no joke. I want to be Mexican because I grew up in Los Angeles, where we are, and actually I'm in Toronto at the moment. But and I was raised by Spanish-speaking people. One from Guatemala, one from El Salvador. Spent a lot of time around Mexican workers, and that's where I feel home. When I finally learned Spanish, and I would go to Mexico and stuff, I felt like I was with my people, going down to Las Hadas, or going down to Ensenada, or going down to Mexico City. I love being there. So if I could be an honorary Mexican, I would be very, very happy.
I'm sure they'll have that, absolutely.
I like piñatas and cerveza. So, Sean, tell our listeners a little bit about your radio show.
All right, so to break it down, get serious for a second. Basically, most actors who do the Kickstarter crowdsourcing thing raise money for their movies, and they're incredibly successful at leveraging their popularity for that purpose. I am doing something altogether unique and more challenging, which is a political radio show. And I've already been doing it for a year. I've done 36 episodes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was once a week for 2 hours, and topics like pro-life, pro-choice issues, gun control, immigration, things on international relations in Benghazi. We did stuff on all the hot button topics that people talk about. The thing that sets my show apart from other shows, I believe, is that the requirement is civil discourse, learning how to speak respectfully with each other. So we seek out all viewpoints. We want everybody on all sides of the issues that we talk about, because that's the way you really learn about stuff, when you listen to people with a variety of viewpoints. And it's not a persuasion show. It's not a show where you call in and you say, I think this is wrong, you shouldn't do this, and so on and so forth. Basically, people call in and they say, well, this is my problem with Obamacare. I think this, that, and the other thing. And then I'll say something like, well, supporters of Obamacare would say this and this. How would you respond to that sort of criticism of your thing? And then they'll explain that. Then I'll have somebody on the phone who feels the opposite way, and they'll talk, and I'll say, well, listen, I just spoke with this person, and they felt this way. How would you address that? And then they do it. And before you know it, what we have is like everybody's learned a little bit about something, and you've seen that it's possible for people who and then, I'll have the two of them talk to each other.
Yeah.
And if somebody gets a little bit, questions the other person's intentions or makes even a subtle attack, I'll kind of stop the conversation, say, hold on, I just could feel that my listeners kind of lean back and they're not as interested right now, because the conversation, real learning, real dialogue and exchange has been, impeded because you made that comment in that way. And so I would love it if you could phrase that in a different way. And every person, when I do that, always says, I'm so sorry, I just get frustrated. And I say, no, it's fine. Everybody gets frustrated. And then we go on. It's really, really compelling and I think a valuable thing. I mean, there's places for screaming and yelling and fighting and just advocating for your beliefs, but the problem is in our society, that's all there is. Yeah. All you've got is talking heads and boxes and television things given, 80 seconds to answer, a really complicated question. And so all they're doing is fighting to argue their point in a way that when they get off the phone and talk to their friends, they can say, oh, boy, didn't I make that point really well? And then they get some, financial support, or they advance their career and stuff. But it's not the same thing as creating a forum for self-expression and for people who don't know that much about politics, or at least they don't think they know that much about politics, to start investigating a conversation, and for basically modeling a different way of being. And that's what the show's about, and that's why we've been getting so much more. That and the T-shirts.
No, I love it, and it's obviously a very popular concept because you do have a lot of listeners. I cannot wait for season 2. I'm really excited for you.
As am I.
Wow, an actor that everybody loves and that everybody can now learn from. I love it.
We love it.
Mr. Astin, can you say one word for me, for our listeners?
Potatoes.
Yeah! Yes! Oh my God, that's incredible. That is incredible.
Okay, so our word for the today is Captain Crunches.
Captain Crunches?
Yes! You guys drink now. He said it. You guys got to drink. Do what the man says.
You did not. You tried it. That was entrapment.
Just a little bit.
That was entrapment. You said the word for the day is Captain Crunches.
Yes, it is.
Captain Crunches.
Yeah, but that's not fair. You should say, it's not Tony the Tiger. It's, and give somebody a chance to get it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm still new at this, Sean.
We're learning.
Can I call you Sean? I'm going to call you Sean in a Jewish voice. Do you mind?
Hello, Sean. No, I don't. You call me whatever you want.
You know what? It's so great. Where can our listeners come find you besides startthevox, vox.com? Where else can our listeners find you?
Well, let's say nowhere else for the moment.
Okay.
If I was
You're
to say
good.
somewhere else, I'd say voxpopuliradio.com, but because that's the site of the show. But I would basically say if they follow me on Twitter, @Sean Astin, or they go to they follow their Facebook person, Sean Astin something public. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's easy. It's my picture. You can see what it is. And then or on Instagram, I just started blasting out Instagram pictures.
Right on.
I love that idea, by the way.
So I've never really. It's been a total immersion into a whole new way of thinking. And I must say, let me just say this: the story of this Kickstarter campaign, because now it'll be a part of my bio. I wrote a book. I started Lord of the Rings. I did this. I did that. Ran a successful Kickstarter campaign. The story of this campaign is that people, really, really smart people, came out of the woodwork and volunteered their time and made the campaign possible, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just launched it when the government shut down, because I thought my issue, my premise of my show, this is what it's all about, learning to communicate with each other. We've got people in Washington who have the ability to shut the government down, not being able to sit in a room and have a conversation. So I started it, and I didn't know anything. To me, it was all about picking up the phone and just dialing the phone and trying to call my friends and Facebooking my friends, and and it was great. I raised a lot of money that way. A lot of money. I raised probably $5 or $6 grand that way, and then it became about other people. And so, people doing graphics, people doing social media outreach, people doing all kinds of things that I had no idea were even available in the universe. And now it looks like we are less than 4,000. We're 3,700 away from the goal that gets us an app.
Damn, that's awesome.
Amazing. So that's what we're working for. You're under 4,000, which
come on, guys, listeners.
It's an appearance on our show.
Yeah, let's put the money out there.
He had to go all through that to get a ring. Come on, come on.
Sean,
we are so excited for you and your next projects. What you're doing is really exciting to us as fellow radio show hosts. Obviously not movie stars. Although I'm gorgeous, you should look at me. But still.
And thank you so much for calling in with us. It was an absolute treat for our listeners, for sure.
Yes.
Well, I fully expect at least $1,000 something or other is going to come in so that people can be on your show with you, and then I'll just happen to be kind of like a wingman or something.
Absolutely, that works, man. That
Thank
really
you,
works.
Sean. So it's startthevox, vox.com. Sean, we can't wait to have you.
People can't get it. It's and then Vox, V like victory, startthevox.com. And I encourage you to watch my parody of What Does the Fox Say, What Does the Vox Say, because
love it.
It's quite silly.
We'll put it up on our blog for sure
Yes.
as well. We'll make sure that our listeners get access to that.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'm looking at guest with Sean Astin on Happy Hour with Ben and Alexander at the legendary Sunset Tower Studios in Hollywood. There you go.
Yeah,
buddy.
my friend.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
night in Toronto. Tell Canada hello. Tell that Mountie man hello.
And we can't wait to have you in the studio, my friend.
Yes.
Bye, guys. We'll see you there.
Thank you
have
for making
great
a
night.
change. Thank you. Just so everybody knows, that was Sean Astin from The Goonies, Lord of the Rings.
That was a good tone. Yes! He sounds awesome. I love the concept behind it, though. That really is going to be a great
We don't like to be political on the show, so let him handle that.
yeah.
It's not competition.
But
we can do parties together.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely.
All right.